Well, after falling down a far too long rabbit hole in Instagram, just watching, God, they just know how to get you, right? We have just finished up the Airy dungeon and the quest into the Airy, so we're still in that area where that quest was finished up. We're gonna do Waiting to Inhale, which is an Aether Current quest given by a moon-eyed Moogle. Whatever can be taking her so long, Kupo? My replacement should have been here already, but I don't see her anywhere. I'm so hungry. I wager she went home on account of those troublesome Tulahans that are flapping about. Tulahans look kind of like miniature dragon / dragonfly things, like kind of the snake-like dragon body with dragonfly wings. If you slay 4 of them, that should be enough. That should secure a safe path, giving my replacement no excuse. Please, my stomach begs of you, Kupo. And for the first time I can remember in my Final Fantasy XIV career, I actually have 4-step combos. Although, well, I guess it's a little bit more complicated than saying for the first time ever, because some of the combos I've had on other classes weren't necessarily 4 steps, but they were quite complicated, so here and there, not always. Oh. But yeah, you got combo number 1 has 4 different buttons. Combo number 2, 4 different buttons. Well, technically both combos start with the same initiator button, but you get the idea. There's our dot. There's just our hit off of our dot. And again, I think I talked about this when I got these moves, but these final, like, part 4 of the combo moves, they are positional. And I think my, yeah, okay, so both my, well, okay, so positionals are my damage over time, I believe does the most from the rear. Yep, from the rear. The damage over time final bit does more from the rear, so you can stick with the rear on that one. However, the follow-up combo, which is the stronger combo, the stronger immediate damage combo, wants you to be flank for at least the very final Fang and Claw hit. 300 damage, 300 potency from the flank instead of 260. But I don't think this one has a delivers attack 100. Yeah, this one, the full thrust doesn't care about position. None of them care about position except for literally my buttons 5, 6, and 7. So I go 1, 3. 3 gives me my power surge for 30 seconds, 10% damage up. So 1, 3, power surge. 5 is dot. 7 is just wheeling thrust. And then 1, 2, 4, 6, if you care. So Moon-Eyed Moogle. Thank you. Now that the Tulahans are out of the way, it's only a matter of time before my replacement gets here. I'm about to pass out from hunger, so I think I'll go ahead. What could go wrong, Kupo? Waiting to Inhale is done, and also I want to write that down because I can lose these side quests pretty easily. To Inhale, Aether Current. Okay, and then we'll talk to Estinien and see what he's got for us. The song begins. With Nidhogg fallen, none save Hraesvelgr remains to answer our questions. Let us trouble the worm again. And if Iceheart yet lingers at Zenith, all the better. I would have her hear the truth from the dragon's maw. Alright. This same zone? It's the same zone, okay. Let's, yeah, obviously spend 100 gil to teleport straight to Zenith. And we'll have to go around that, like, spiral. You know how a lot of the time I say, oh, hey, there's a spiral staircase inside the building, but, like, on the wall, on the circular walls of the building, more or less, I guess. This is one of those, for some reason, a little bit more rare instances where the spiral pathway, the spiral staircase, whatever, most it's a path, it's not stairs, is on the outside of the tower. I don't know why that seems to me to be more rare in this game than an inside the building, but on the outermost. I wish I had a fast way to say that. Also, I can never figure out a camera angle and a chair position and whatnot that doesn't make me look hunched, like shoulder. Like my shoulders are technically level right now, but they don't look like it in the camera. Like this one looks lower. I guess my camera is a little bit tilted, I suppose, which is why I had this paper. Is that better? Also, a reason why, like, I'm not a perfectionist, and I don't think that a lot of people that say they are really are, but little things do bug me like that. Like, hell, maybe this one looks higher on camera but feels lower in person. But it's also my right side, which is my stronger side, and it's my dominant hand, so I don't know what's going on there. I did Pilates one time, and it's actually interesting. Like, they had you kind of focus on, like a lot of people, normal stance is kind of having your groin out of center alignment. So in reality, your normal stance, you know, if you're standing straight up, is you're kind of thrusting forward just a little bit to get the, not lumbar, I think it's sacral, to get the sacral, spinal cord discs, yeah, anyway, in line with the rest of your spine, but whatever. Isael is here. Iceheart. 'Twas you, was it not? The furious screams of the dragons carried far. You have slain Nidhogg. What more could you desire from this place? Will you not allow Hraesvelgr to mourn the death of his kin in peace? Spare us your sanctimonious judgment, Ice Maiden. We have a gift for the Great Worm, and a mystery that can no longer lie buried. Lady Iceheart, the Dragon Song War has all but consumed your life and claimed many of your followers. 'Tis time you learn the truth of its beginning, the whole truth, that we may at last bring this bitter conflict to an end. Sound the horn, warrior of light. Cutscene begins. I'm also watching, you know, off and on Chris Rock's latest special on Netflix, and I've always valued him as a comedian, and always, you know, I would always say he's definitely one of the greats, but I for whatever reason, is not tickling my funny bone like Bill Burr or Chappelle, or it's just impatient mortals, ever seeking to bury old wrongs under new. I did sense the moment of Nidhogg's demise.
You mean the moment I prized your eye from his head?
Oh. Twould seem thou hast uncovered my secret. I, unto the blinded Nidhogg, did I yield 1/2 of my strength. We pull Hraesvelgr's eye from our pocket and kind of offer it out, and it floats back into his skull, back into his head. And he is double-eyed yet again. Once more, whatever. And then you get one of those kind of headache flashes. The screen goes white, then dark. We are... Oh, it's not a Hydaelyn thing, though. So it's a flashback. Hraesvelgr has flown down into some kind of large circular building where Nidhogg is. Nidhogg, what has befallen thee? We are undone by covetous mortals. They did take Ratatusker's eyes and glut their appetites upon her essence. She is slain, then. What madness hath unmade our peaceful accord? Did I not warn thee, brood brother? They have ever been untrustworthy creatures, these short-lived Elezen. Which is a weird thing to say about elves, because they are generally like the longest-lived of humanoid races in almost all fiction and fantasy and whatever. But dragons are obviously much longer-lived. He's kind of like stumbling, blinded. But thou wert enchanted by thy mortal maid. Thy folly hath cost Ratatoskr. R-A-T-A-T-O-S-K-R. And I heard it pronounced by one of the frickin'... And at the time when I heard it pronounced by one of the NPCs in one of the flashbacks or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's how it's pronounced. But I forgot. Ratatoskr. Ratatoskr. Thy folly hath cost Ratatoskr her life, and me mine eyes. Oh, my beloved Shiva, how swiftly are thy kin made bestial by their appetites. Hraesvelgr, 'twas thy blindness that did invite disaster into our lands. Surrender thee an eye to me, and let that be thy penance. Nidhogg. They bested me once, but I was reckless. I shall need but a single eye to inflict enduring torment upon these traitors and every child of their line. Yield to me thy strength, brood brother. Hraesvelgr seems to be resigned to this and allows his eye to float out to Nidhogg and enter Nidhogg's eye socket. My vengeance is begun. He roars again, even louder, takes off into the sky. Flap, 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 and gone. And we kind of are focused in on Hraesvelgr and the missing eye socket. Well, eye socket there, missing eye, yeah. And we are back in present. Headache over. Thou hast borne witness to a scene from my past.
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Blow.
Sorry, shit. Would that Haldrath had dealt the worm a killing blow. When my brood brother did appear before me, bloody and blinded, his life was all but spent. demanded half my vigor that he might exact his revenge upon the mortals who had wronged us.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
The peace my beloved so dearly desired had been shattered by her own kin. Their treachery claimed my brood sister's life and my brood brother's reason. Thinkest thou thy fits of indignation will move me to remorse? Thinkest thou thy fits of resignation? Iceheart looks like taken aback. She backs away from Hraesvelgr. Go, mortals, take your unruly passions and leave this place. Your presence here spelleth naught but misery. Were it not for Shiva's soothing embrace, I would slay you where you stand. Woe betide you should the bond we share ever weaken. And he flaps up and away. The song begins is complete. I have plenty of time for another one. Isael has, well, actually, I guess we have joined Isael up here, so we'll talk to Estinien. Unrest in Ishgard. Though he lifted not a single claw, 'twould seem that Hraesvelgr wreaked his own manner of vengeance against us. That's gotta be a cutscene. Yeah, I was gonna say. Cutscene.
'Twas my life's goal to slay Nidhogg, but I find there is little joy to be had in its accomplishment.
But you have rid the world of a hate-filled creature, and ended a bloody war in so doing.
I lost my family to Nidhogg's flames, and 'twas with fury in my heart that I took up the lance. Every blow I struck in the name of vengeance. We were not so different, he and I.
I will not judge you for your deeds. I have not the right. Too many innocents have perished in the name of my greater good.
Yet even with all that has passed, the tale is incomplete. We are short a great worm's eye. Of the pair which Haldreth took from Nidhogg, only one is known to us, the one I bear. What then became of the other?
That's a good question.
Why did Nidhogg, who had taken such pains to prolong the Dragonsong War, suddenly decide to hurl his entire army against the walls of Ishgard? Lord Commander. Aye. The deed is done. Nidhogg is slain. What? In the city? A battle with whom? At once, Lord Commander. Hold firm till our return. Fighting has broken out in the city. Lord Emmerich was sparse with the particulars, but it seems some commoners threw open the gates to a force of heretics.
I gave no order to attack.
Are we to mark the end of the Dragonsong War by spilling the blood of our own? Mayhap Hraesvelgr was right about us.
Hraesvelgr.
Let us away, warrior of light. The people must be saved from themselves.
I'm putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Wait! I would join you! There has been enough violence. I will appeal to my people in the city and make them see reason.
Hraesvelgr. Hraesvelgr.
Come then, Lady Iceheart. Let us write the final chapter in this damnable war.
I kind of hope that you two hook up. I don't think you will. For lots of reasons, but... you know. His armor's fully red. She's got this blue motif. We are looking upon a round table with the Holy See. The old man with a giant
A
long...
small army of heretics has invaded the city, Your Eminence.
with a super long beard. Kind of akin to Ramu's beard, but not nearly as gigantic and flowy.
But there is no cause for concern. A sizable contingent of our soldiers is already in place to repel the Dravanian assault, and the intruders will soon find themselves outnumbered and outmatched.
Our plans proceed apace, then?
Yes, Your Eminence. This unrest shall serve to feed the people's fear of the heretics and the dragons both.
And lend renewed fervor to their prayers for deliverance. Very good. Grant our guests what time they need to sow a measure of chaos, then order the Temple Knights to crush them.
Your will be done.
He raises his scepter. Well, giant, like super long staff, I suppose. Scepters are generally shorter, I think. So I guess staff it would be the correct word. All the knights leave their seats, file out. Brilliant, glorious white armor with blue fringes. Now His Eminence is alone, quote unquote, but there is, of course, one of the black...
The moment is at hand.
La Brea himself. The moment is at hand. Question mark.
Excellent. All shall soon be in alignment.
I knew none of this because I had never watched these. My fault, obviously, but
It is time for the bringer of light to die.
buddy, I've taken you out at least once, pretty easily, might I say. We have flashed in Ishgard, soldiers running around with spears, swords, shields. You, Estinien, and Iceheart. Now that looks like Lord Orshafal. He sees Iceheart with Estinien. Estinien shrugs. You nod. And Orshafal seems to just be like, okay, cool, I guess. If she's here to help, let's do it. And he joins us in running. I think I should probably rewatch Band of Brothers.
There!
Comrades, sheathe your swords. There is no need for further bloodshed.
Excuse me.
My lady!
She has come.
These are like fully chainmail, armored, and helmed people.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. The war is ended. Nidhogg is no more.
They don't like hearing that. They've all kind of frozen.
Aye, it is so. This adventurer and the Azure Dragoon laid the great worm low.
Everyone kind of seems pretty puzzled by her.
The endless cycle of violence between man and dragon was born of our forefathers' treachery. You have followed me, bled with me, to bring this truth to light that we might all know peace. But Nidhogg is dead. Nidhogg is dead, my friends. He who bore such hatred towards Ishgard is dead. Let his hatred die with him, I say. Let us sheathe our swords and go in peace.
Have we lost?
No,
No, my friend.
we've all gained.
Far from it. At long last, the peace for which we have so desperately fought is within our grasp. and I, for one, would not forsake it.
It's over, baby. We can all get along now. Kumbaya, my dragons.
Peace?
Ruh-roh. They kind of walk away seemingly downtrodden, but they're not attacking, so Iceheart follows.
Seize the witch! Let none escape!
Iceheart follows, and then one of the temple knights says that. He tries to rush forward, but is stopped by
Providing aid and succor to the wounded should be our first concern.
Orchefont and Estinien.
If the heretics mean to observe the peace, then it would be folly not to do the same.
Sorry. Okay. We'll speak with Orchefont here. That was rather too close for comfort, but 'twould seem that calm is returning to the streets. My mind, however, yet clamors with 1,000 questions. You return to Ishgard in the oddest of company, my friend. We will choose... Ooh, hold on. Level 139 body. For... In this case, it'd be Red Mage or Conjurer. I think Conjurer would be smarter if it is a good boost. So Mind 52, direct hit, stop it. Direct hit, low, piety, okay. And then Conjurer, Mind 54, crit and piety. Shit, where'd it go? I'll take crit piety, sure. Yeah. Let's boost the job I used the most in dungeons. Also, let's put it on That didn't change my item level at all? Really? It's 139. I'd entirely 130, so adding at least one piece of 139 should have pumped it up by like 1. Whatever, bro. Alright, and we will learn the Mana Cutter thing, even though I won't use it. Okay, that's the end of this video. I will make another one anon, as they say in this game. But, I have to put some more ice in my drink, so I'll be back. See you soon.